Many people have written book on surviving cancer or not surviving cancer for that matter. But I thought, at least in our part of the world, not that kind of a book has been written. And at least I haven't come on, it's not been on the mainstream. It was such a huge, impactful event that I just felt compelled to tell a story, compelled to tell people what all happened and how it impacted me. One Rinpoche had visited me in New York, and he had mentioned to me that, Manisha, you please bend down your whatever you're experiencing, because once you're better, you'll forget all this. So first of all, I didn't even know that I'll be better. So I kind of smiled that, oh, he thinks that I'll be better. Well, that's a good omen. And then also, yes, human tendency is to forget once everything is good and fine. So I thought so I used to make notes then also. I've had a journey of being an atheist to a believer. When I was young, I was an atheist, and for a very short period of time I was an agnostic, but very short time. And I kind of started with the book. I started saying, oh, let me just try being a believer. It was just an experimental thing, and that actually turned me more my interest more into reading such books. And then I started visiting many places and started talking to people. So my interest in spirituality came towards, I think, when I was around 30 years. But definitely this experience of cancer and healing process made me dive into it. Actually, I was diagnosed third stage in Kathmandu and in Mumbai. But after my operation in New York, Dr. Chi later on, because he had taken some test and which went for the biopsy, it was actually fourth stage cancer. So if I could be surviving here, standing with being cancer free for 6 years after being diagnosed of last stage cancer, I'm sure there is hope for the rest of other people. So one strong message which if I have to give to anybody, it'll be like, do not lose hope. I had a very blessed life, but I did not really value it. And it's only when I realized that life was slipping by me and that all that I had would be lost in that. It's then I started looking at, oh my God, I was such a blessed child. You know, I had everything that I asked for, and yet I did not really value it. I became complacent, I got bored, I got deviated from my path, and I would wallow in small little heartbreak and sadness and forget the rest of the gift that life was throwing at me, and I did not really receive it. So today I don't. I'm much more wiser. I realize that our time on this planet is limited. It's not endless. It's not like I'll do wrong now, but tomorrow I'll correct it. No, I'll do right now. I'll live now. And whatever I have now, I'll appreciate that. I will respect that. Be it my situation. I may not have the idealistic situation at present, but that's what I have now, and I must respect that. I started having gratitude. I started enjoying life. I have more energy. I have more interest. I live with 100% acceptance to whatever the situation is. Be it my film work, be it the book, be it spending time with my family, be anything that I'm doing, I really take benefit of that experience completely, as much as possible, and then move on to the next. first to feel that they're not alone. I'm also that kind of a person. I also had poor me mentality. I also had that victimized because human beings are not always in their best form. You know, we are flawed and we have our weaker moments, and I also had that. And I also felt that, oh, if this is my fate, I must accept it. And I almost gave up before even trying it. But luckily, I have really strong family support. I have a very strong mother. I have a very strong women support, plus my brother, my father, everybody around me. I have a loving family. I may have a self-pity and may wallow in that for a short time, but eventually my default nature is I have a strong will. And my inherent quality is that I will not give up without trying my best. You know, I will really try and give out my best effort. If one can just stand with the person who's sick and be in their pain and just say that I am here for you. Please tell me how I can help you. Rather than, if I have gone through cancer and somebody goes through cancer, I can probably give my advice, little bit experience. But if I don't know the area, I would refrain from advising. It's basically just respecting the person who's fallen sick, and I feel that is a huge thing, to not really sugarcoat it, not really avoid it. We tend to either sugarcoat it and say, "Ke bhat chaina, thikai cha, thikai hola." I feel that's a very ignorant comment. And also, some people, to face difficult situation, they rather avoid and not really be present. I think both the extreme is avoidable. One, I would say definitely awareness about maintaining a healthier lifestyle. The awareness, education, we need to do a lot more. But not only about the disease, but how to correct it. Secondly, people who have already got the cancer treatment is really expensive. As you know, it's like long 6 months to year, maybe years, and now government of Nepal, I think, has given 1 lakh. But that's just a drop in the ocean. I mean, there's a lot. I feel if we look into that and provide a good care for the people who get diagnosed in Nepal itself. So that'll do, I think, one step at a time. It's a big target, but I think it's achievable if everybody comes together and does their bit.